Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the Kovac Show. Welcome. So I haven't posted in a while since the draft, but it is draft day, baby. Like, what are you talking about? Hold the phone. Draft day for what? You know, we just had the NFL draft. So what draft? Only the NHL draft is this week, so no MLB draft. I think they already had that. So what draft? What draft, may you ask? The Canadian Football League draft. If you guys don't know, okay, I'm a big Canadian Football League fan. I love that stuff. I love watching that, just like the NFL. When before the NFL season starts, I'm a big big CFL fan. I love Montreal Alouettes. That's my team. So the guys are like, oh, why'd you start liking them? Because Chad Ochocinco and Johnny. No. You know, it's funny that all you guys ask that question, because people are like, oh, because Michael Sam and you like Saskatchewan, all these big namers, and who else was, and you had Vince Young on that team, didn't really play, and you had what's his name? Trent Richardson, all these guys on there. No, it was an odd way I started watching it, because at the time when Canadian Football League was on NBCSN, you know, NBC Sports Network, right? When they show all the hockey games and whatnot. It was, I think, around 2011. I go over to my aunt and uncle's house. I think we're like having like a family gathering or something. And I go there, my little boy. Well, he's not little anymore. I think he's like, I don't know, maybe 11 or 12 or something like that. He's a big football fan. He loves his Cowboys. He's always been a Cowboys fan, but they live in Kansas City. The funny thing is, but he loves his Cowboys. Okay, car. Any more closer? But he loves his Cowboys. It's actually perfect weather right now. Put my too sunny, so I put my glasses up so you guys can see my mug. But he loves his Cowboys, but I think it was probably the time there's no football, it was more Canadian. So we go over, and I was like, and then my grandpa was like, what are you watching, boy? And like, I don't know, some football game. And I think it was like Calgary. I know, look, it was a Calgary St. Peter home game. Cause I know what the field looked like, or the thing looked like. It's very old. I think they might have been playing Edmonton or something. It looked like Edmonton versus Calgary, I think it was. I'm like, what do you watch? I was like, I don't know what this is. And then we checked the thing, and it was Canadian football. I was like, never heard about this. So I started watching that, and that's when I fell in love. I'm like, wow, this is awesome, you know? So I didn't really know what it was till then. And I started watching it, and I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. So I started checking it out again. And I started watching live streams, because it wasn't like, not a lot of games were on NBCSN at the time, really, like off and on. And then I think it was like on Twitch. It was like a Blue Bombers fan. I think he put it on Twitch or some stream. I think before Twitch was big, I think. I don't know, it might have been Twitch or something like that. He was showing all the games, and I can hear it, but he was showing all the games, like I think it was on Twitch, I don't know at the time. And he was a Blue Bombers fan. So I checked it out and I started falling in love with them. Like, this is awesome, you know. It's a new, because you guys know there's only one successful spring league at this point right now, and that's the Indoor Football League. Because there's all those other leagues, the NAL and the AAL, which was not big. You know, the Arena Football League was the trump of all the indoor leagues. So when Arena Football League, then went to indoor, then it went to NAL and CIF and all that. But really, since the Arena Football League has been around years, you know, they have some big stars in there. You know, Kurt Warner played for the Iowa Barnstormers at the time, which our Barnstormers are part of the Indoor Football League now. But they've been playing for years, and this year, they announced they're shutting all their doors down. No more arena football for good. And they've been around, I think, 12 or so years. And I've been to games. I've been to playoff games. I've seen a couple LA Avengers games when they're in LA. I went to LA Kiss games. I've been to LA Kiss playoff game against Cleveland. So that was fun. But then they folded this year after Albany Empire won the last team to win the Arena Bowl, which is kind of lackluster because they didn't have much teams. It looked like maybe more teams. Then you had like 2 more teams join, like Columbus and Albany. Those are new 2 new. And then you had whatever it's called, New Jersey Blackjacks or whatever. Cool, but they needed more teams. It was just very lackluster. You know, it's kind of like the Canadian Football League team at the time. Football League, they only had like 9 teams or whatever, 8 teams, and they went to 9 when they had Ottawa. But now they're going to go 10. I don't know when they're going to add the Atlantic Schooners, but they are going to be a team, or whatever it is. I don't know if it's this year, next year. I know it's coming up soon, but they are awarded a team, so they're going to have 10 teams, which I can't wait to watch. Can't wait to see, and to make it more interesting. So we can have now 10 on the East and 10 on the West. Right now it's only 5 on the West, 4 on the East. And back to my story, and then, so since back to the story, since the Arena Football League shut down all the doors, the only league that survived right now, yeah, they're the NAL and the AL, but that's like lower than the Indoor Football League. So Indoor Football League trumps the spring arena leagues right now, or the spring football leagues right now, here in America, but around the world for spring to watch football. And the second best right now is Canadian Football League, hands down. You know, it's the same kind of style of football, pretty much. Yeah, it's a 3 down, yeah, the field goals in the front. But at the end of the day, it's the same kind of style. There's no different other rules. Yeah, they might have 1 extra player on the field, but it's pretty the same thing. Yes, there might be a twitch, like a slight rule change. You know, like there's like, I forget what some of the rules are, but there's different, like a rouge, like the 1 point, like you know, the player kicks out and they don't take it out. The other thing, I think the kicking team or the team assuming he gets a point, like 1 point. You know, they try to go like rugby-ish style, but that's it. Like in the NFL, if you take the ball, it's touchback. But I think if you don't take the ball out, I think it might be the kicking team or their team gets 1 point. But pretty much exactly the same. This Canadian Football League has been around, I think, longer than, I don't know, it's been maybe a couple years longer, or maybe just around when the NFL first started. I think it was like the AFL at the time, American Football League or something like that. You know, it's been around for a while, and I never knew about it till 2011, till my little cousin was watching it. And then I started watching it, I fell in love. I'm like, who is this guy? I know Anthony Calvillo from the Montreal West. I'm like, this guy's a freaking beast of a quarterback. He's like he's kind of like right now the Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers of the Canadian Football League. That's how good he was, you know. I thought he was a legend, hands down a legend. There's probably a bunch of other people that were Canadian stars, like, or not Canadian, because the draft consists of European, so international, and then morning. And then, so international, because they're going international now. You know, I didn't know about this, that Europeans have football leagues, like Germany has, like, their version of the NFL or whatever, which I never knew about, you know. And then Mexico started their league. You guys know Mexico and the CFL partnered. I think it's called Liga F or something like that. LAF or something like that. LXF or something. I don't know, because Liga, that stands for league in Spanish. Like Liga Football or something. But now they have their own league in Mexico now. Mexico City, all that. Mexico, they have their own football league. And the Canadian Football League sponsors with them. I thought, you know, the NFL would do that because they go to Mexico City to play there. But I guess I'm wrong. So Canadian Football League partnered with them, so now they're working together on, but their rules are American rules. They're not Canadian rules. Their field goals are out in the front, but the Canadian Football League sponsors with that, helps them out, but their field goals in the back, American style, pretty much. But it's a Mexican league. I think some Americans can actually play in that league, but that's it. I think you can. But this one, so in the draft, they have a couple international players, which can be from Germany or whatever, has European football. I guess from Germany, they tried out for the combine to, you know, make their name heard. Then you have, they call it Americans. So anybody who's American in the United States that have somewhat Canadian background, I think, or lived there for a couple of years, or maybe, I don't know, have some ties. You know, I think you have to be somewhat Canadian, but not really. There's some Americans that are not, that slide by. But then you have the national players, which are all Canadian players, because you have to know Canadian has what we have here in America, NCAA football. Back in the day, they used to call their league, or their college collegiate league, the CIS, which now they changed it to think, CIS by Canadian something, I don't know what it meant, really. So now it's called the U Sports. So now it's called University Sports, maybe. For Canada, they should call it the CU Sports. I think they should call it Canadian University Sports. That's what they should call it, but they call it U Sports now. Never really watched it. I've seen like a couple games, like Canadian football, but Canadian football style, field goal post in the front, but just college, pretty much. Then they have like the juniors. Well, I don't know if it's like high school or not, but they have like another league that's like the juniors. I'm gonna cry. But it's like the juniors or something like that. I forget the whole story, but I know there's like a junior league or a junior something. But yeah, so they call it U Sports. And I know some of the teams like Laval, McMaster, and like the Calgary Dinos. They put out some good products. Andrew Harris probably one of I think he's from Winnipeg, Manitoba College, something like that. He's a star. So any other updates, but yeah, I didn't say any other updates. But yeah, it's called U Sports. So that's their college. So like whoever doesn't get drafted in the NFL, whoever got at least eligible in the draft, Canadian Football League draft, but who went to the NFL first, that don't make it, maybe don't get drafted, they can go to like Chase Claypool. If he didn't would have gotten drafted by the Steelers, he probably would have gone to the Canadian Football League, which he was eligible, and people were talking about one of the top prospects in the Canadian Football League draft was Chase Claypool. But since he entered in first with the NFL, he gets the first dibs in the NFL, and if he didn't, he would have gone to Canada. That would have been a big star right there, probably from Montreal or Saskatchewan, Rough Riders, or anything like that. Right? So he didn't get it, but there's a couple other big names. But he went to the Steelers. You guys didn't know that, Chase Claypool. There's a couple of big names. You have J.J. Molson. His family was actually Canadian citizen, I think, from Montreal. He's one of the best kickers I think I've seen for UCLA, because I'm a UCLA Bruins fan. Football team, he played there. But then I think he's in I don't know if he entered into the NFL draft or not. I'm not 100% sure on that. But he is one of the top in the Canadian Football League draft as one of the best kickers. He was a great kicker for UCLA. Yeah, Chip Kelly's just garbage, but what can we say? So we'll see. But so he's one of the stars. Maybe he can get drafted to Montreal, my team. That'd be awesome, because his family was in Montreal. He could, take his talents to Montreal. That'd be nice. I think who do we have again? We have Boris Beatty as our kicker. Boris Beatty, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's our kicker. Boris Beatty, I think, still is our kicker for our team. But we have Brendan Arm Jr. He's going to be a star, man. He's going to be a Canadian Football League star if he doesn't go back, if he doesn't try to make it to the NFL anymore, or at least give it another shot. He's going to be a CFL. He might be a CFL legend, to be honest. And I know time, there was a bunch of NFL stars that were CFL legends. Cameron Wake played for the NFL. For the NFL, CFL. I think he played for BC at the time. He had a couple legends. Doug Flutie played for, I think it was Calgary at the time. Calgary. Because everybody who's not good or wants to hone their craft but can't make it to the NFL, the CFL is the craft honing league. The Indoor Football League is a play to try to get to at least the CFL, then go to the NFL. Because Indoor Football League is not like you're going to go straight to the NFL. No, I don't think. You might get lucky, but if you have good tapes. But I think then the Indoor Football League branches you out to maybe, if the XFL is still around at the time, which is not anymore due to this virus, but they could have been going to the XFL or Canada. That's because I've been seeing, like, I'm a big Indoor Football League fan. I love the San Diego Strike Force. But they're one of the, I saw like Canadian Football League star, Indoor Football League star got picked up by whatever, some Canadian, Hamilton Tiger Cats, whatever, so yeah, so it depends. But usually if you're in the indoor game, usually branch of the Canadian game, or if there was the AF at the time, which is not anymore, or the XFL time, which is not anymore, then you could have gone there or Canada. But right now, it's like you're literally branching out, but literally the Canadian Football League is to hone your craft. Like Johnny Manziel went up there. It's not just to, play and try another league, it's to hone their craft to get better to go back to the NFL. That's, I guess, what Doug Flutie is, like Warren Moon. Big star, you gotta know who he was, right? He played for the Argonauts, Toronto Argonauts. Who else? There's so many. Doug Flutie's brother plays for the Canadian Football League for the what's it called? I'm trying to think of the name. I think it was Calgary. I think his brother played also what Doug played was Calgary. And also, if I may add this, if you guys didn't know, the Baltimore Ravens used to play in the Canadian Football League. The Baltimore Ravens is called the Baltimore Stallions. And then, funny thing is, they're like the first ever American team, I think. There might have been more. I think Las Vegas was in part of the CFL as well. But there might have been more, probably American, but I think the only one that comes to my mind that I know that was big. Like, even there's some Canadian players that play with the USFL. I think, what's his name? Like, the Las Vegas Locomotives. When I talked about Anthony Calvillo played for that team. But he was just a legend in Canada. He's like literally like the Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, pretty much of Canada. One of the best, hands down. Besides Doug Flutie, Warren Moon, those guys went down as CFL legends as well, just to hone their craft. But some of them, and Henry too. Henry, I think he was a Temple quarterback. What's his name? Darius Henry or Henry something. He won a championship for the Red Blacks. I think it was Red Blacks. Then retired. But he's not a Canadian citizen, but he was a big star, big name. I forgot his name. Henry. I don't know, but I'm a big Canadian Football League fan. Putting out there. And tomorrow's the draft. You guys are wondering, how can we see this draft? What are you talking about? Is it going to be on ESPN like they show CFL games? They only show a couple CFL games on ESPN, but you have to buy the CFL. You have to buy ESPN Plus to see all the CFL games. And we're hoping there's a CFL season this year. I haven't heard really much they're going to cancel it in Canada. And I haven't heard any much they're going to cancel the games for the NFL either. So both big. The only ones that did cancel their season was the XFL, which is done for good, and then the IFL, which is not going anywhere. They haven't canceled or shut down their doors, and they just added a couple more teams like the Oakland Panthers up in Oakland, California. Since the Oakland Raiders are gone, the Oakland Panthers are the new taking over Indo Football League team at the Oracle Arena, or what's it called, the Oakland Arena. And part owner of that team is Marshawn Lynch, which that was pretty cool, right? So, what else? Oh yeah, they have a team in Frisco now. So like some of these teams that are in the Arena Football League are joining the Indo Football League. Like I think I'm hearing that Columbus is joining the Indo Football League. They're part of the Arena Football League. Philadelphia, I think, was supposed to, but they're not. I think Albany's gonna join. Albany. So I thought it was pretty cool. But that's it. But basically, like half of the people for the Philadelphia Soul are part of the Frisco, Dallas, Texas Frisco Fighters team. Actually, if y'all want to know, which I thought that was pretty cool. The Frisco Fighters. Love their logo. So like the head coach of Philadelphia is on the Frisco team, and I think Dan Rodabaugh, one of the best quarterbacks in the Arena Football League for that team, besides Tommy Grady. No, with Albany, but yeah, I think he's like the quarterback coach. So I thought it was pretty cool. There's a couple of Philadelphia Soul players that like coaching or doing stuff for the Frisco Fighters. So that's pretty cool. So there's that. But Canadian Football League draft. How can you watch it? I think they're might have it free on the Canadian Football League website. But if not, you just type in free live stream on your computer, type in free live stream TSN, or find a Reddit stream of TSN. TSN is Toronto Sportsnet, which is pretty much Canada's ESPN. Same logo, same style, same setup, everything, but it's not ESPN logo, it's just TSN, which is kind of like almost the same logo, but it's pretty much the same setup like in their studios. But the way the CFL draft works, it's not the NFL draft. They don't show the player's reaction, hugging the commissioner, shaking the commissioner's hand of the CFL. or they don't have, or having them showing them in their houses to celebrate. They don't do that. It's not like the NFL draft. The CFL draft is the commissioners in the TSN, room as the analysts, former CFL stars, NFL stars that played in the NFL, went to the CFL, whatever. All talking about it. Henry Burris, there you go. Henry Burris was his name. Yeah, there you go. Henry Burris, big star. But yeah, well, man. Yeah, the analyst. So he's in that TSN, TSN Studios. He makes the picks, and then they just show like the war rooms, and that's it. And then you can see, they might post videos on their YouTube channel or Instagram, Facebook, whatever, of them talking about the war, talking about calling up the players saying, we would like to join our team. Well, wait till they announce the pick before you tell your family members. Like, I saw a video on that, like last year, a couple years ago, by Toronto, announcing, like, telling the guy, like, welcome to Toronto, but don't tell your family until, the commissioner announces the pick, so it's a little different. It's not like your usual NFL. It's the same thing, like you have your round ones and blah, 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 but they don't have the player's reaction or the players going into the, TSN Studios, hugging the commissioner, shaking his hand. They never done that I know of, that I've seen. They never done. Same kind of combine, same style, bench press, blah, blah. Same thing on the NFL combine, same exact thing, but that's it. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Like this video, subscribe for more. Let me know if you guys want to watch the CFL Draft. You can watch it on the free live stream, type in free live stream TSN, or free live stream Canadian football or something, or maybe check the CFL website. You can see the draft. Want to see any other big star that didn't make it to the draft, or undrafted free agents in the NFL that didn't make it, maybe join this one. See any big stars. But I want to see J.J. Molson, UCLA kicker, he's a beast, joins the Montreal Alouettes. Alrighty, thank you guys for watching. Like this video, leave me a comment, subscribe for more. I'll see you later. Let's go Montreal for season. I have my jersey. I was gonna wear it for this video, but I'm like, it's way too hot right now to wear it. So I gotta watch it. It's so dirty from last season. I barely got time to watch CFL last year because of me working, starting my new job at my casino, which are closed down for a month. So maybe, hope I get to catch a little bit of it this year. If they're gonna have a season, because I know June, they're saying maybe we might go back in around June. We might reopen our casino around June, which I don't know. I hope so. But we'll see. But I think June is when they do preseason for the CFL, so I hope they do it. If they do it without fans, even better. I don't care, but I want to see some CFL football or NFL football. I know we can't see the indoor league because they cancel the rest of the season for the rest of the year, and they usually end around June, July. I don't know. The season's not that long because it ends like I think before or like right as the CFL season starts, and then the CFL season ends like around Thanksgiving, our Thanksgiving here in America. So like when it's like Thanksgiving, so around Thanksgiving-ish time, the CFL season ends, and that's the Grey Cup is the Canadian Super Bowl. You guys know the Super Bowl, like the Indoor Football League has the United Bowl, which is their version of the indoor football league's Super Bowl, but they don't do halftime show, none of that. And that's why the CFL is like the NFL. They do the halftime show by last year they had season we just had, it was in Calgary, they had Keith Urban, great halftime show. There's a couple ones that did. I think Fall Boy did a great halftime show for the CFL. Who else did one? Imagine Dragons did a good halftime show for the CFL. The Canadian Star, Canadian